I was terrified of dogs.
So then you didn't expect it to work and you came in here and...
Like, I came out like a different person, I guess.
So, you're Moya.
Mm-hmm.
You were my first client in this office.
Yes.
Why did you come in and see me?
I was terrified of dogs.
Why were you terrified of dogs?
Because I had bad experiences when I was a child, and I was scared ever since.
Okay, what happened?
How
How old were you?
I was probably 7 or 8.
Okay.
And the neighbour's dog came to our house and our door was open, and it came in and ran around our house.
And chased you around the house?
Yep.
Okay. And how did thinking about that used to affect you?
It used to like make me feel anxious and nervous if I was to ever see dogs again.
Okay.
You know, or like be in the same like area as a dog.
Well, how did you feel?
Terrified. And I would cry and run away.
And run away. And so what sort of situations would you have been in where you'd be afraid of seeing a dog?
It was mostly the beach.
Okay.
And that ruined the beach for me because obviously dogs go to the beach.
Okay.
And going to parks and stuff like that and friends' houses.
Okay, so if a friend had a dog,
Mm-hmm.
that was a problem.
Yep.
Okay, have you been to the beach since you came to see me in March?
I have.
And how was it?
It was good.
Okay.
Because I was fine with the dogs being there and knowing that they're not gonna come for me.
Okay. Did you find that dogs used to come to you?
Yeah, they could sense the fear.
Right, which is not good, is it?
No.
Okay. You had I think it wasn't the summer yet, was it? But you had a tutor that you used to go to that had a dog as well. Was that fun going?
No, for the first few weeks it was awful.
Okay, so for the first few weeks it was awful because you would shut the dog away, but you lived in fear that somebody would open the door, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay. So your whole life was quite stressful.
Yeah, very.
So that was for a few weeks. Then what happened?
Then I came and saw you.
Yeah.
And then I went back, tested myself in that situation, and I was fine. Like, it didn't bother me that the dog was in the same house.
Okay. And so what other things have changed since you don't have that constant underlying stress because dogs could be anywhere?
I feel like I'm more like relaxed as a person.
Okay.
And like I'm more open to situations in general that aren't regarding dogs at all. But yeah.
Situations like what? Like what have
Just
you been
like
doing that you wouldn't have been able to do before?
Like I feel like I put myself forward for stuff.
Such as
like in school there's a trip going to Kenya.
Okay.
In January, and you had to be interviewed for it, and I would have never gone for the interview because I
even bothered.
was scared.
And so you're going to go to Africa, which is where I come from,
Is
which
it?
is great. Yeah, I'm from Zimbabwe, which is the
yeah.
people in Kenya. I haven't been to Kenya, but they would be similar to Zimbabweans, so that's great. And the animals and stuff would be similar, so you'll have an idea of where I come from.
Oh.
But you wouldn't have done that if you'd still been afraid of dogs. What have you already done that you wouldn't have done before since March that you can think of? You've been to the beach without worrying.
Yeah,
And
I've been to
tutor's
friends' houses that I haven't been to before because of the dogs.
Okay.
And I went to them, so.
Very good. Can you remember the session itself?
Yeah.
What sort of weird stuff we did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you came in, you had the initial story, and then I think you had other incidents when you were quite young with the same. It was another incident with the same dog, wasn't it? Where it didn't bite you, but it bit your coat or something, didn't it? Okay, so. Oh, can you remember what did you expect before you came in? Because you hadn't met. Had we met before?
No.
Okay, so yeah, what did you expect? And what happened?
I didn't really think it was going to work.
Okay.
Because I'd tried lots of stuff my whole life to try and get over the fear.
What sort of things had you tried before?
Like going to the park and stuff, and like having to be in the same
Okay, so
area.
that's a really hard, clunky way to get rid of phobias, is exposure, and you've just got to terrify yourself, and it didn't work.
No.
What else have you tried? What did you try?
I think that was all I let my parents try with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so your parents thought that if they just exposed you to dogs and you realised that they were just fluffy, that it would be fine, but it wasn't. No. Okay, so then you didn't expect it to work, and you came in here, and then what?
Like I came out like a different person, I guess.
After, I think we were done it in like an hour and a half or something, weren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
An hour or an hour and a half. And sorry, say that again. You came out
like feeling
different,
like confident, like
okay,
like I could go and face the dogs. Like I had to go to the tutor's house the next day, and like the dog came out and actually came into the room, and I was a lot better able to cope with it.
Why did the dog come into the room? Because you allowed it, or was it a mistake?
It was a mistake, but I didn't.
Which is what you lived in fear of.
Yeah.
But you weren't afraid when it happened.
No.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then I think your mum said that you were going home or something. You went into a corner shop or something, and there was a dog
on the way home from
here.
From being with you, yeah. The dog was just like wandering around outside the shop.
Yeah.
But I was fine. Like usually I would have stayed in the shop and phoned mum to come and get me out.
Okay, but this time you were fine, because your mum told me about that, and I think she was quite shocked.
Yeah.
That you handled it.
I was shocked myself.
Ah, you see. Yeah, so the session itself, do you remember the tapping stuff? Do you ever use the tapping? Did I teach you how to use it on yourself?
Yeah, I did for a bit after. But I don't anymore.
Okay, but your life is different now.
Very much so, yeah.
Very good. Anything else you'd like to say, or that you can use as examples of how things have changed? Didn't you go to France or something?
Oh yes, I went to France on a school trip again, and would have never put myself in that situation because none of my friends were going. I was going with like other people in the school, which I knew them, but I wasn't like that friendly with them, and I would never put myself in that situation just because of like how awkward it would be.
If there was a dog?
Yeah.
Right.
Or just in general. Just I was very like wary of like being uncomfortable in situations.
So not just dogs then? And that's completely changed? Right.
And mum says like my attitude towards life, like I'm a lot happier.
Yeah.
And confident in myself.
Okay, so it's not just dogs?
No.
That was an hour and a half?
Yeah, a lot has changed.
Excellent. Very good. Anyhow, thank you very much. I think we're done. Hi, I'm Bruce from NeuLyf.com. Please introduce yourself in the comments below. You can help me spread more peace and health and prosperity in the world by subscribing to this channel, liking this video, sharing it with other people. Remember to click the bell to get notifications of new videos. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, let me know what topics you'd like me to cover next by commenting below or clicking on the simple survey link in the description and putting stars by the topics that most interest you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.